But the Bangko Sentral is likely to still carry on with its tightening as inflation continues to bite. BSP Governor Felipe Medalla tells Bloomberg that the central bank will probably increase its benchmark rate by a quarter or half a point at its meeting in March. Let's listen in.
0, 25, 50, or 75. I think the extremes could be ruled out. So it has, depending on the data, most likely it will be. It is choice really between 25 or 50 in the next meeting, unless unless we see a actual negative month-on-month inflation. Now, the only way that will happen is that there is significant increase in supply of the products that are now very short. We're seeing that we may have what's called second-order effects. The prices of services are also beginning to rise, despite the fact that the shortages are limited to food.
If the size of the next hike is dependent on the supply, say, of onions, for example, what difference would it make if you move 25 or 50 if you're alluding to it being a supply side issue?
Well, as I said, there's also there's also some demand side issues, rentals and restaurant prices, and we're beginning to see the inflation for services rise also. So we think that there's quite a big risk of inflationary expectations being disanchored. So from our point of view, there are two mistakes that we can make. One is raise too much, and the other raise too little. If we raise too much, it's so easy to correct in future policy meetings. If we raise too little, inflationary expectations could be disanchored, and that will be very hard to reverse.
Governor, so I was going to ask you, in fact, where you currently see, let me rephrase it, where you currently see the terminal rate. Is it 50 above from current levels, or are you alluding to the fact that we might even go beyond 50 basis points from current levels?
That's hard to say. I've been asked that question many times, and I think it's not. I'm not in a position to say what I think the terminal rate will be.
Would you be open to more hikes, I guess, is the other question, beyond 50 basis points, if you need to do it?
Yes. That will depend on the data. But the way it looks now, 75 is unlikely. So it's really, looking at the data now, it's the two things that are very unlikely are 0 and 75 in the next meeting.